SicEm365 Radio. This Open Championship update is brought to you by Cottonwood Creek Golf Course with the same great layout. It's time to lower your handicap. Play golf at Cottonwood Creek with a staff and facilities ready to host your grouper tournament. Call the Pro Shop at 254-745-6009. Cottonwood Creek on Bagby Avenue next to Waco ISD Stadium.
Louis Oosthuizen leads the Open Championship by a couple of strokes over Colin Morikawa. And what's interesting about Louis Oosthuizen, he has a major championship. He's finished second at the Masters, twice second at the PGA Championship, and he's also finished twice second at the U.S. Open, including recently. And now he's a couple of strokes, the lowest, I think, midpoint number under par in British Open or Open history, and now joined by PGA Tour columnist and Baylor alum Art Strickland on SicEm365 Radio. He's putting up, I remember, wasn't it Nicklaus who had 18 majors but like 19 or 30 runner-up as well? Isn't that right, Art?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And people never talk about that. But, and I think at the British Open in 30 years, just finished out the top five maybe one time out of 30 years. I mean, really incredible. But, just like, in tennis, you always hear the words, the guy's a craft specialist, he's a clay court specialist. Well, the same is true for links golf. You've got guys who are really good at links golf, and they're at the top, they're going to win. That's why you see, Oosthuizen is obviously leading right now, and you've got, Jordan Spieth right there, British Open winner, Colin Morikawa, who hits it like Ben Hogan, everyone says. And Ben Hogan, by the way, he won the British Open. So really, the specialists are out there, guys that have had success or their game is suited for success. And so I don't see the leaderboard shifting a whole lot. I think that you're going to have those guys near the top for the next 36 holes.
What do you make of Bryson DeChambeau's outburst at Cobra, who makes his driver yesterday?
Well, I thought that the equipment rep had it pretty right. And good for him for speaking the obvious. He said that was a childish, immature reaction by a childish, immature player. And that pretty much sums up Bryson. He's a talented dude, but he's very immature, very childish. And, to bite the hand that beats you to about $8 million a year in the smartest thing he's ever done. And, obviously his agent said, hey, you can't do that. You need to apologize. So he apologized, whatever statement his agent wrote for him. But, it's a bad look for Bryson, but, he seems to specialize in bad looks. So, who knows? Maybe that's a new training, or maybe it's just the Bryson training. But bad luck for him, and certainly didn't expect anything from him this week, but didn't expect a meltdown from him either.
He pulled out a 4-iron today. Did you see this on the first tee box? Because he had mentioned the driver, so he did show a little bit of a humorous side to him. Barely, I think, got it into the fairway. But, he's right there on the cut line. He made the cut line as well. So Jordan Spieth, he's right there. I want to say this. He's third. He's 3 back of Oosthuizen. But when I watched at least his first 8 to 10 holes before I had to leave, I thought maybe he should have shot like a 62 or 3. He was close all throughout the day.
Yeah, well, he birdied the first 2 holes, and I think he birdied maybe 5 of the first 7, something like that. I mean, he's on fire, and he wasn't able to continue it. But, I think he's into the weekend. Certainly, he's won an Open. He certainly knows how to excel and make it. And the key for Jordan Spieth is, he's had 8 top 5 finishes since the fall. 8 since the fall. And, he's good to go. He's back in championship form, and wouldn't surprise me at all to see him contend and hold up another player day.
Is this playing the links course just what Dustin Johnson needed to break out of his 2 major funk that he's been in?
He's been good, at links up. Another guy that's played pretty good, who hasn't played much good anywhere else, is Ricky Fowler. He's kind of hanging around there. So, I think that guys have an affinity for links golf, and it is an affinity. And, I think that most people don't realize that Bobby Jones, who we rightly consider one of the greatest players of all time, quit in the middle of his very first round at St. Andrews, walked off on the 13th hole because he said, "This is a stupid course and a stupid layout. I'm not going to play it." And so he came back, obviously, and won the Open at St. Andrews. It was revered as one of the great links player ever. So it's an acquired taste. It really is. But the guys who have acquired it do really well.
The Koepka thing, Paul, did you see what Koepka did?
Yeah, he loves his driver.
He loves his driver, driving in the weekend. That's not, but he has kind of just, he's at 5 under. He's not out of it. He'd have to go pretty low the next couple of days, but so he's at 5 under par. Who, anyone in particular? Like I was surprised that Cantley, Patrick Reed, neither one of them make the cut. Anyone in particular kind of surprised you that they aren't a part of the mix?
Well, Patrick, I mean, I'd hate to say anything about Phil. That surprises me because it really doesn't.
Yeah.
But, the fact that Phil did not, already shoot 81 yesterday and I think he shot 71 today. So that didn't, it shocked me. But, Phil won a British Open, about 5 years ago. Finished second about 3 years ago. So I expected a little bit more from Phil, but, I'm giving up saying I'm surprised by him because, winning the PGA at Key Island this year, I'd put that on a series of surprises.
The pressure of when you win a major, and then let's say there's guys that have never won. We know that. They're the oldest or most successful, whatever. Then they come through. Mickelson had to deal with that until 2004. When Jon Rahm won the U.S. Open in a spectacular fashion, does that make him more dangerous, or is there a burden now because the expectations are with him?
No, Smith, I don't really think there's an expectation. I mean, he's done so much in his career, and, I think that, to win the British Open when no one thought that was possible, everyone talks about the 6 runner-ups at the U.S. Open, the only thing keeping him from the career. So, here's a guy that I really think, and I like a lot of what Brandon Shamblin says, because he backs it up with facts. And a guy that I would really think the warning light is on their career is Rory McIlroy. I mean, here's a guy who grew up in Northern Ireland, played links golf and things. And, Brandon said, Rory is in the sweet spot of his career. He's in the prime of his career right now. And the fact that he is nowhere near competing in major championships, and it's gone 8 years without a major, boy, that would really concern me if I'm a player of Rory's caliber. Because, and Rory knows this as good as anyone. Winning Charlotte like he did earlier this year, or winning, wherever, Quad Cities, or it's great, wonderful, and good for you. But winning the majors is what stamps you as a legendary player. And the fact that he has gone 8 years, a man that talent, not win a major, well, I tell you what, the warning lights blinking on Rory's career.
Well, and one of the things about his stretch, and Oosthuizen won his major back in 2010, the Open Championship, so it's been over a decade. But the thing about Rory is he hasn't had any setbacks like when Tiger had his lengthy 2008 until 2019, that 11-year stretch. It's just he hasn't been able to get it done.
Well, and been able to get it done in the majors, and that's what's really perplexing, because, here's a guy that, boy, has got a world of talent, and here's another great step from Justin Ray, who's a Texas guy, and he works for ESPN now. Rory McIlroy won the first 2 majors of his career by 8 shots. He won the U.S. Open by 8 shots. He won the PGA by 8 shots. The last guy to win his first 2 majors by 8 shots is nobody. No one's ever won their first 2 majors by 8 shots or more. And so the fact he won his first 2 majors by 8 shots, and now where he is today, well, that is really his head shaking. It really is. And I feel sorry for him, but I just think a guy with that much talent got to figure it out. But, you say that about a lot of guys. I mean, you say that about guys that burst on the scene and, going back, Smokey, you're an Johnny Miller.
Yep.
It was just lights out for 3 years. And then after that 3 years, that was it. He won a few more times, but, shooting 63 at Oakland, all the great things Johnny did was over after 3 years. So, really perplexing about Rory and the fact he's not a factor. And, people always say, oh, he can shoot 62, and why he can shoot 62. Say, well, that's possible. But the fact that there's no evidence of that, no pre-testing, really is baffling to me.
All right, Art. Enjoy the weekend. Thank you so much, Art Strickland. Art, give your travel journey, golf course destiny, dream. Oh, he's gone. No. Paul, did you hang up on him?
No, I did not. That was not me.
Never mind, Art.
Yeah. Artofgolftravel.com.
Is it?
Artofgolftravel.com.
Okay, good. Yeah, and he's taking a group to, I think, Torrey Pines in a week or two.
Yeah, I actually ran into Art on the 4th of July at the Baylor Club, and he said he was really excited about that, going to Torrey Pines.
All right, Craig.
Glad to be alive in the tournament still. We'll see how it goes the rest of the weekend. But I thought this might, because I know we're gonna